Time to take these babies out to the greenhouse again. Every morning it's the same. Take them out in the evening, bring them back in. The weather is still pretty chilly at night, so I wouldn't want to risk these getting weather damaged, cold damage. Say hello to the little sheep along the way. Hello. Watch out, Stella. Not so sunny in here just at the moment, but that'll change. The other day I went out to a lovely local plant nursery and bought a kiwi fruit vine, which I think I'm going to grow in the polytunnel. Now, I spoke to the woman who ran the nursery and she said these are pretty frost hardy to about -15, and I don't think it ever gets quite that cold here in the winter. And I'm going to put it in a great big tub, and I have to be prepared to chop it back because it could get a bit rampant with its growth, but I'm looking forward to it, and maybe if I'm lucky we'll get some fruit. Apparently it's a self-fertile variety, so I only need one. So there you go, a kiwi. Welcome back to Sow, Grow and Cook on a glorious late March day. We've just had some lovely, about 10 days of beautiful sunshine and warmth, and flowers are beginning to blossom and veggies are beginning to grow. Some of last season's are now perking up and starting to go to seed, but they're still usable. In fact, today what we're going to do is create an end of season, new season foraged garden risotto. So come along with me and I'll show you how I make it. This way. Whee! Risotto. So, stuff that I've got growing from last year. Beets. I've got to use these up. I've made a few jars of chutney, and that's all well and good, and if I need to I can make some more, but I'll just pick a couple of these. I'll get a couple of these, put them in my pot here. Something else I've got that's in abundance is fresh parsley, flat leaf. That's always good stirred into a risotto at the end. What else have we got here? Now we've got some Swiss chard. That would certainly be a last season veg. Just pick a bit of that. I have a feeling I have some spinach in the polytunnel as well. Let's have a look. But before we do that, one thing I like to have in my risottos is, well, anything that's growing fresh, but I've got a lot of fresh leeks here, so I think I'll get a couple of those. This is, after all, Wales, and leeks like to grow in the Welsh soil here. What's behind me? Some purple sprouting broccoli. Why don't we get a bit of that as well? don't really have to have a lot of anything. Just a bit. Right, let's see what I can. Aha, this is what I'm looking for. A bit of asparagus. Oh, asparagus is lovely in a risotto. I'll snap one stem here and one stem here. Let's see if there's any in the other patch. There's another one there, but I'm going to leave that. Okay. Look. Some more growing here, but not quite big enough. We'll leave it. I think these two will be a nice, welcome addition to the risotto if I chop it small pieces. Having gathered all my veg, I've got some freshly picked parsley. So that was last season, but coming back again into the spring, and it should probably start going to seed shortly, but it's still very, very useful. New season would be the two beautiful spears of asparagus. Now, it's fairly tender, these stems, so I'm going to use most of that chopped up. Last season leeks, but still growing in the garden. They're a perfect wintered over vegetable, great onion substitute, lovely color and great flavor. Some of last season's beetroot or beets, they wintered over well as well. I mean, the only thing about the beets is they're going to color the dish, but you know, it could look really, really pretty. Pink risotto. We've got some Swiss chard, which is last season's, and this season's purple sprouting broccoli. So what I'm going to do now is just get these all washed and chopped. There's no specific recipe. It's basically use what's growing in your garden that you like to eat and don't be afraid to experiment. So all of these will go really, really well in a risotto. So I'll come back when I've washed these and chop them up and have the other ingredients ready for you to see. It's quite simple though. Be back in a second. Our ingredients. We've got 250 grams of any kind of risotto rice. I'm using arborio. 250 grams is enough for a couple of generous servings of this risotto. I've got a couple of leeks chopped up, but again, there's no specific amounts of vegetables or any particular type of vegetables. It's really what you've got available and what tastes good to you. And I've also got a couple of chopped up raw beetroot, which is going to turn this risotto an amazing color. And then I've got some asparagus, those two asparagus spears chopped up, and the purple broccoli chopped up, and some Swiss chard chopped up. That's going to go in once the leeks and the beetroot have cooked a little bit with the rice and the broth. Okay, and finally I've got some chopped parsley. Oh, let's not forget the garlic. Put as much or as little garlic as you like. This is really an adaptable risotto. You can make it vegan, you can make it vegetarian by adding a bit of cheese. If you keep it vegan, if you want to bump up the protein, you could add maybe some chickpeas to it at the end, stir in some chickpeas. Vegetarians might want to add a little bit of cheese if they so choose. And if you're a carnivore or an omnivore, you could add some chorizo sausage to it. It's entirely up to you. It's perfectly delicious just with these ingredients here. You really don't need any more than that. Okay, we do need a little bit of cooking oil, and I'm using olive oil. And we need some stock, and I'm going to use 500 mils of an organic vegetable stock. There we go, 500 mils. Right, let's get started. So I'm heating up my saucepan here and putting a couple of tablespoons of the olive oil. Going to add the leeks. Pound the garlic. And saute gently until the veg are soft. This should take a few minutes, but not that long. Now you can add your beetroot and give that a good stir. And add your 250 grams of arborio rice. Give that a stir into the mixture. Time to add some of your stock. Now add the rest of your vegetables. Smells really good. And some more of your stock. In fact, you can pour all of it in now. Give it a gentle stir. to incorporate all the ingredients. Simmer for approximately 20 minutes. I think this risotto is ready. Now I'm going to serve it up, sprinkle a little bit of parsley on it, and I think I'm going to add some of our goat's cheese on top. Wish you could smell it. It smells really tasty. Now would be a really good time. I've tasted it, but now would be a really good time to adjust any seasonings as well. I needed a little bit of salt and some freshly ground black pepper. But you could add other things as you wish, if you wish. It's a very flexible, adaptable recipe. So here it is. Slightly pink from the beetroot, bit of parsley and some of our lovely soft goat cheese. Right, tuck in, Bob, and tell me what you think.
Looks great.
Bit hot.
No. Like beetroot.
Good. All the flavours coming out?
Yeah.
Good.
Suitably spicy.
Great. So, would we make it again?
Yes.